Listen, thank you very much.
Is this cap-and-trade bill a necessary first step to fight global warming, or just a gigantic tax scheme that could kill the economic recovery?
Two congressmen with very different views are here now to join us and fight amongst themselves. Republican John Campbell of California and Democrat Joe Sestak of Pennsylvania. But they're nice guys. We want to keep that two-shot in here. Liz and I have discovered that if you hone in on one or the other, it's not as good. Yeah, exactly. We want you guys to talk to each other. So, Admiral, let me go to you first. Try to talk your colleague into cap and trade.
When we step back and see that we have no option but to do something after seeing the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and this time last year, oil prices just skyrocketing, we have to wean ourselves off of dependence of overseas oil. Second, we've had 15 EPA administrators state that this environmental concern of global warming is absolutely a strategic issue we have to address. And third, in my district, I have the company that builds more windmills than any other place in this planet. The problem is it's Spanish owned. This is about jobs for the future. And as far as what it's cost, both CBO and the EPA, as well as MIT, has said it'll be less than the cost of a postage stamp a day. And by 2020, every household should be able to recoup, because of the efficiencies this does in green energy, $782 a year. That's why we've got to do it.
Representative Campbell, you've got a completely different opinion here. State it right here.
I do. Well, I agree that it's about jobs, and it's about losing them, literally millions a year. I mean, what this bill will do is increase taxes on an average American family by $3,000 a year, and frankly, there's no point in doing it if you don't increase the cost of energy. That's what it's supposed to do, to artificially increase the cost of energy by about $3,000 per family per year. To what end? To maybe lower the planet's temperature by 0.2% 100 years from now. It's just ridiculous to be doing this now, particularly when we have all these jobs and all these problems. You will not create jobs unless you create value, unless you create productivity. And this bill doesn't do that. It just creates cost.
Well, Admiral, I got to say that a lot of the statistics and scientific reports upon which this legislation is based are very sketchy. In fact, the UN's own IPCC commission made projections based on computer models that turned out to be wrong as per what's happening right now with the temperatures in the globe. So are you basing this legislation on a theory that's incorrect?
Not at all. I think John is absolutely right. By 2050, this will only decrease temperatures at most maybe 0.05 degrees. But if we do nothing, the models do show that by the end of the century it will go up 9.5 degrees. Look, I don't want to bet on the wrong side of history. We know for a fact that we are warming up. Second, we know for a fact that Iberdrola, a Spanish-owned company, is producing jobs throughout this planet. We know that Germany's second largest export is solar power. These are jobs. The most important thing about this bill is it makes a business case. It says to businesses, invest in green energy.
Representative Campbell, jump in here because we're running out of time. Go ahead.
Sure. So we're going to spend all this money, increase all these taxes to maybe have that increase in the planet's temperature go from 9.5 to 9.45.
Well, Representative,
and while we're doing that,
cleaner air too, and of course.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's about carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is not carbon monoxide. I'm from California. I'm from Southern California. I know smog. I know about smog. And if this were about smog, I'd have probably a different viewpoint. But it's not about nitrous oxide. It's not about carbon monoxide. It's about carbon dioxide, which is a naturally occurring, which we are all expelling right now. You're not going to eliminate carbon dioxide. And it's only such a tiny bit. And while even if you believed all this, and for every ton we reduce under this bill, carbon dioxide emissions, China will increase them by 3 tons. This is about jobs in America and about being productive.
Okay.
If this were about a dependence on foreign oil, that would be different, but it's not. And if you want to deal with carbon, let's do nuclear power plants, let's do hydroelectric, which are cheaper than current forms of energy and have 0 carbon emissions.
Guys, we got to leave it at that. We know your vote is coming up. We know your vote is coming up very soon. We thank you both. Please, both of you come back. It's good to see you both, Congressman Campbell and Congressman Sestak. Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Thanks, David and Liz.
Okay, thank you. Good to see you both.
Thanks.
The vote will take